All right, this lesson is going to be on the topic of not being in the time of this world that is, and this experience isn't the right hand of the Most High. We simply not being in the times of the right hand of the Most High. That's not the experience of this world. It is indeed factually, biblically, the experience, the things you see, the way things are going. The left hand of the Lord. Yeah, the Lord is showing his right hand, right? Which we'll get to that, but we're not in the times of the right hand of the Most High. All right, this is Psalm 77, and I'm going to start at verse 4. Thou holdest mine eyes waking. Thou holdest mine eyes waking. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with my own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever? And will he be favorable no more? Is his mercy clean gone forever? Does his promise fail forevermore? Had he forgotten to be gracious? Had he in anger shut up his tender mercies? Salah. And I said, this is my infirmity. But I will remember the years of the right hand. But I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. All right. Call on like Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakudash. That's all praise to the Most High, who people call God, whose true name is Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. All right, peace and blessings to the elect, the hopeful elect. Much love, biblical love, and respect to all those being awakened to the faith, fighting a good fight of faith. And much love, much respect, biblical love to you brothers, you true brothers at the Great Millstone Church. All right, salutations chiefly to the elder apostles. All right, so shalom. So as you heard the title, you heard the supporting passages, scripture, particular verse, specific and specifics, which was verse 10 in Psalm 77. Right, we are what? Not in the years of the right hand of the Most High. All right, it's a psalm of Asaph. All right. So when you go back to this 10th verse, and I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. Let's see it. Read it again. And I said, this is my infirmity. This is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. See that? I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. See that? So when you get more into this, I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. Certain things are of the right hand of the Most High, which aren't being seen. Instead, you're seeing other things, right? Certain experiences come from the right hand of the Most High, which people aren't getting. You know, this earth is not, if you will, getting, because this is not the times of that is being showed to a small few, but it's still not even on that level. Like the experiences that you're getting is of you coming to this earth to see and witness is of the left hand of the Most High. How do we know this? Well, let's go to Proverbs 3. Proverbs in the 3rd chapter. And we're going to jump to the 16th verse. I believe that is. It says what? Length of days is in her right hand. See that? Length of days is in her right hand. Length of days is in her right hand. And in her left hand, riches and honor. See that? So certain things comes with the left, some things come with the right. So you in the times now where people are experiencing the left hand, you know? The left hand of the Most High, the left hand of which is basically like cardinality, if you will. It's a balance because the Lord has two hands, you know? Matter of fact, think of something. I mean, first of all, when you go to the book of Timothy, I want to say that it is 1 Timothy. Jump there real quick. Shalaki. Okay, what I want is actually in that 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. Shalaki. But I'm going to get this in Ephesians 5, because let's just keep the message clear. All right, this is Ephesians 5, and I'm going to just jump to the point. This is verse 16. It says, redeeming the time, right? Because the days are evil, right? See then that ye walk circumspectly, in verse 15, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right? So when you go to not even the 2 Timothy, but James 5 in the 5th chapter, right? So we're in the days are evil. We're under a particular experience right now of the Most High, a particular time period. You know, which it talks about in 2nd Ezra. You know, but in the 6th chapter. But that's I can get there. So this is pretty much getting this to back up what was just said with the Proverbs 3 and 16. In her right hand, length of days is in her right hand, and in her left is riches, and etc. All right, but go to now, ye rich men. This is James 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. See that? It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is kept of you back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of the Sabbath. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth. See that? Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Dealing with the times again. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he do not resist you. It says, jumping to the point now. So, sorry, man. This video all over the place, but this is I already read it in the that 5th chapter of James, in that 3rd verse. It says, your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and you shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. So men were able to do these things because we're in the days of the left hand of the Lord, right? The days of the left hand of wisdom, where you can pretty much, right? Which is why the Lord said he wished that you were cold or hot, you know? But because you are lukewarm, right, he gonna spew you out of his mouth. Meaning, you got to be on one, you got to be being used for the Lord's movie, you know, by being on, you know, one of two hands, the right hand or the left hand, which we're not in the time of the right hand. We're in the time of the left hand. And people don't get this. But see, they ain't, what's the word I'm looking for? They only, when it comes to God, they only think of the Lord like in the connotation of and thoughts of what the right hand represent. You know, which is, you know, mercy, all this stuff. Like mercy here, but like, you know, the ancient biblical stuff. You know, God, he just really, and then it's a distorted version of what the right hand actually is. All right. But that's all the people they don't have a balance when they come to the Lord. That's more so what I'm saying. You know, and these are the same people that basically turn out to be lukewarm people. You know, because Esau know there's a left hand. He knows there's a left hand to wisdom. You know, just like we know there's a left hand to wisdom, we know there's a right. We know the true wisdom is the right hand of wisdom. But we know there's both hands, and they must be. And out of both hands is dealt certain cards, you know, and experiences that you can undergo. And you got a lot of people that supposedly have tried to climb the ranks of Esau that have tapped into that type of knowledge, which is left-hand knowledge, you know, the wisdom of this world, basically, you know, because wisdom going through all things by reason of her pureness. So they dealing with wisdom on the left hand, you know. But see, that's all gonna come to an end, and that's the, but before I even say that, that's the time we're in. All right, because the right hand is gonna of wisdom is gonna tell you the fullness of wisdom, you know, which is true wisdom. All right, if you will. You know, I'm not trying to talk deep, but because it's very simple. When you go to that Revelation 3, as I read, or I quoted, it says what? Revelation 3 and 15. Let's start at 14. Let's start at 13. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. And unto the angel of the church of Laodicea, the Laodiceans write, these things saith the Amen, right? The end, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. You know, it says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. See, cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm, neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Get to the point. See that? You got to be on one or two hands of the Lord. Truly. Can't eat at both tables. It's two tables, you know, because thou says, right, because Satan work on the left hand, so Satan's table is the other is the left hand. The other table is Satan, Satan's left hand, which is the left hand of the Most High. Then you got the table also being known as what? The table, right? That table of Satan, which is basically the left hand of the Lord. That table being known as what? The table of Mammon. You cannot serve. That's why I say you can't serve God and Mammon. You got to be on one. You don't got one angel. You don't got angels playing both sides. They on one side. You know, you got to be of one or two hands. So that's it. And if you in the middle, you got to go. It says, because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art. And see the point, because you'll hear wicked people will hear this and think I'm promoting for you to, it's okay to be, no, their left hand is about to come to an end, if you will. Like being able to win through the left hand and dealing with left hand wisdom, the left hand of the Lord, that shit is not finna be what's triumphant anymore. Nor is not gonna allow that, because that time it's a boundary set on that left hand. The Lord rather hit you with the right. You know, he rather deal from his right hand, if you will. It says, Salaki, I didn't even jump to the next verse, but to get in there, it says, because thou sayest, I am rich, see that? And increase with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou, see, get to the point, what I just said, that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. See that? So people are able to have these riches, you know, they're able to have these riches and whatnot and be increased with goods. Because why? Going back to Proverbs 3 and 16. Length of days is in her right hand. Length of days is in her right hand. Ultimately going into immortality, living a long time. You ain't seeing people live a long time right now. That's how you know we're not in the times of the right hand. And in her left hand, because a long time was at least 140 years plus, right? It says, but now see, the Lord, he dropped the strength of man down to 80 years, you know? But anyway, and you got people still living to 100 years old, but that again is nothing, because 140 not even really anything, because we was living in 900 plus years. You go to the times of Methuselah and stuff like that. It says length of days is in her right hand and in her left hand, see, and in her left hand, right, riches and honor. And that's all people concerned with. So this is how you know this world is a left-handed world. We're in the times of the left hand. And that's just what it is. Now, going back to the last scriptures I had to get, I can get, in fact, before I even go here. Yeah, Khan, this is what I want. 2nd Ezra 6, and we're going to jump to verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation and the end of your world, right? And the end of your world, right? The end of these times, the ending of this, and what's the times? Get to it. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed. It's crazy to go into the new bodies. It says, and turn into another meaning. For evil shall be put out. See that? For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Right? It's enough. It's like a candle you don't want to burn no more. You know? It says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth which had been so long without fruit, see that, shall be declared. Because you can't be in both hands of the Most High at one time. You know? Esau represents the left hand, Jacob represents the right hand of the Most High. Because it's the same chapter that talks about this. And that's heavy, because when you go to the 34th verse, this is exactly going into it. Yeah. For thy voice, 32, just going to prove the point, right? For thy voice is heard before the Most High, right? For the mighty have seen thy righteous dealing. Thy righteous dealing. He hath seen also thy chastity, which thou hast had ever since thy youth. And therefore hath he sent me to shew thee all these things. Exactly. Which is why the scriptures say in what? I believe that's Isaiah 53, right? And 1, who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed. See that? What arm you think that's of? That's the right arm. Hence the right hand. Because The Lord is not, he not up there, mutilated in his members, destroyed in his members. The Lord got a hand on his arm, man. And that's the right arm. So that just tells you we not in the time of the people not seeing the right arm, the right hand of the Most High, because we not in the times of it. But those that are of the Lord, right, those of the elect of the house of Israel, right, the Israel of God, the true Israel, they're having the right hand experiences and being shown what the right hand does and why we would want it, and the fact that it's coming up, and the showing of what it used to do. See that? That's fire, man. Which is ultimately Yahushua. Starts with Yahushua, because that's why he said, "No man can come unto me except my Father send him." Which deals with I believe that Ephesians, which I'm getting back there. But let me go back here real quick to that 2nd Ezra 6. Going back to it, 2nd Ezra 6 and 33. And therefore, right, let's start back at the point, verse 32. For thy voice is heard before the Most High, for the mighty has seen thy righteous dealing. And it says, he hath seen also thy chastity, right, which thou hast had ever since thy youth, right, thy youth. And therefore hath he sent me to shew all these things, right, to shew thee all these things. See, that what? The right arm. That's why the Lord, Ezra was prophesying about Yahushua. It says, and say unto thee, be of good comfort, and fear not, and hasten not with the times that are past. See that? To think vain things. See that? That's why I say not the old is better than the pretty much the current. Scriptures tell you that, roughly paraphrasing, because a time is coming that no eye have seen, no ear have heard, which is the kingdom. Hence the time of what? The right hand of the Most High ruling on the earth. The world being governed by the right hand of the Most High. It's being governed by the right hand, but we're not in the time of the right hand being esteemed, if you will. Right hand wisdom, true wisdom, full wisdom, true wisdom, heavenly wisdom, but left-handed wisdom. It says, to think vain things that thou mayest not hasten from the latter times. Exactly. So you caught up in the past, and you will be pretty much taking yourself out of the times to come, because you're not just dealing with things as they are. We're in the times of the left hand, and you got to accept it. And the right hand of the Most High is about to, it's being revealed, man. We know it exists. We got the records. We getting things in our lives that prove it to us. And that's just what it is. So let's go ahead and go back to what I was reading. 1 Timothy 6. The gain of godliness. Right? Which this world don't pay you for right hand, for dealing out of the right hand. But the Lord outright can. He controls people. See, and that's the power of the right hand. The power, the right hand can give you, things of the left hand, which is, again, simply what? Riches and stuff like that. Because basically, like I said, that left hand represents the balance. The left hand and right hand represents the balance of the Most High. So being that right hand deals with the spirit, but the spirit, filleth the world. It ultimately controls everything, which is the wisdom. So this is how we're going to be able to take the earth through the right hand. But you're not able to just have right now through the right hand, because that's not the accepted legal tender. It's not legal tender, for the society. So this is why people got to sell out and go to the left hand. You know, and then you got people trying to play both sides of the fence. They know it ain't right, but then they trying to serve the Lord, and they end up in between two, and they get spewed out. You know, it's just crazy, man. You can't choose the Lord either. So this is when you go to 1 Timothy 6, it says, let's start at 5. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. See that? People just associate God with, blessings with, a bunch of fucking money, cars, blessings on blessings on blessings. Some, all this crap. And that's imbalance, man. Because y'all got all that, but you rich, miserable, naked, and blind. You dead inwardly. You're broke. You're truly, not covered. You don't have enough clothes that clothe you and actually make you warm. You're dead. You walk around like a dead body, which is cold. But you got all these garments and, talking about people of the world, all these fancy, materials on, but you don't got the inward. Reading on, it says, supposing that gain is godliness. Why? Because it's of the left, it's of one of the hands of the Most High, but it ain't it. It's not where godliness is found. It's found in if you will, it's found with the right hand. From such, but the Lord has to deal with both because it creates a balance. For people to understand, it says, from such withdraw thyself, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it's certain we could carry nothing out, and having food and raiment, let us therewith be content. Right? But they that will be rich, because you're able to get rich because of the times we're in. Why? Because we're in the times of the left hand. It says, fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, right, they have erred from the faith. See, you gotta pick one or two hands. It's like when people used to play a little trick when you was a kid, young. You know what I'm saying? Like pick out of what hand the money in, or which out of whatever hand you want. But their hand to be covered, to be flipped over, like with the fist, the top of your hand, not the palm facing up. Or if it's the other way around, that you can't see what's in it. You gotta pick the hand you want. What's set before you is life or death. Stretch thy hand unto whether thy wilt. That's Iraq in the what's that? The 13th chapter. Iraq 13. It's crazy, man. When you deal with that 11th chapter, just go into it too. Men are able to get these things because of why? We've been in the time of the left hand, man. But they ain't the hand you want to pick. It's Iraq 15, and crazy. That started at 15. If thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he has set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Right? Pick what you want. It says, before man is life and death, and whether him like it shall be given him. All right? So, that's fire. And it was something else I just thought about. The classics, Iraq 33 and 15. It says, so look upon all the works of the Most High. And there, matter of fact, 11, right? And much knowledge, right? The Lord had divided them, right? Like you don't have, conjoined hands. It's not a mutation. Like things is divided. You got a left hand, you got a right hand, right? And made their ways, right, diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified and set near himself. But some, right, of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of his place. So it's basically like the experience of the left hand versus the right hand. It says what? To render to them as like him best. Right? Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two. See that, one against another. So what do you think the left hand of the Lord consists of? What does it look like? It looks like today's earth. You know, a society that's able to be because of the left hand of the Lord, for a purpose, a reason. So when you come back to here, this is why men are able to come up in all of that, right? And his world grants this to people by dealing with left-hand wisdom, stuff that don't make sense, you know, dealing in the flesh, being wise to do evil, but, you know, to do good having no knowledge. That's how this world operates. You know, you call, you know, when you call, you sell out, you call evil good and good evil, right? It says for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, right, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. They chose the wrong hand. But thou, right, O man of God, flee these things and follow after righteousness, right, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Yeah, you can have these things, but you shouldn't, you know, no, man. That's why it says, to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? You know, people don't get it, man. People just don't get it. Faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. All right? Jumping to the point now. It says, yeah, that's fire. It's a good profession. All right? We're not in a world where the top job is being a priest of the Lord. You know? It's being a damn harlot or something, or a damn, you know, male prostitute. It says, I give thee in the sight of God, who quickeneth all things. See, who quickeneth all things. Before Hamashiach Yahushua, who before Pontius Pilate witnessed a good confession. See that thou keep this commandment without spot, unrebukable, unto the appearing of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, who in his times, right? That's why he said his kingdom is not of this world, right? And why? Because this world is of the left hand, his kingdom's of the right hand. It says, he shall shew who is the blessed and only pontinate, right? And only pontinate, the King of kings, the Lord and Lord of lords, who only hath immortality. See? Going back to Proverbs 3. Dwelling in the light which no man could approach unto. See that? Whom, that's why I says, whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? Because you can't have it revealed. It ain't revealed to the earth. People not living in it because we're not in the times of the right hand of the Most High. We can go back and recall the right hands, get things of the right hand account, which is miraculous things. You know, the time of Exodus, that was the complete right hand of the Lord being showed to these people. You know, so forth and so on. Everything that happened, the Lord stopped the sun, but you getting things that's happening right now because the right hand is being revealed to the elect people in the truth right now, the Israelites, and it's getting ready to pull down that baby that's of the left hand, which is Esau, which is only by way of the right hand, which is these scriptures, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So it's causing things to it's a shift taking place. All right? It says, who only hath immortality, dwelling in the light, which no man can approach unto, whom, see, which is the Most High, whom no man have seen nor can see. See, no man. And glory. Shalaki, honor and power everlasting. Charge, see, that's it. So charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded. See that? Nor trust, which they able to do that because of the left hand of the Most High. It says, but in the living God. See that? Nor trust in uncertain riches. So it's a difference. The left hand gives you uncertain riches. It's uncertain riches. The right hand is certain riches. Right? Which is basically the having the left hand willed unto you, yield unto you, submit unto you, and give it unto you. You know, so you get the things of the left hand. Fire. You know, that the left hand got, which is blessings, but they take these things and they turn them into evil. You know? Simple. It says, but in the living God who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. See that? So, and they tell you that when you go to Sirach, how he made all these things, the principal things of man's life is, you know, iron, you know, salt, you know, the blood of the grape, so forth and so on. All these things are made for the godly, but for the sinners, they're turned into wicked, evil. You know? So it's things of the left, like the left hand has a world, it's an experience. You know? The left hand have jobs, the left hand brings judgment. It's just all off stuff, you know? And that's the times we in. We not in the times of the right hand, man. When we are, it's going to be, it ain't never been experienced for real, right? Because it's never dictated the world, all right? So it says, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. Exactly. The time to come is when this world go down. Babylon be thrown down with violence, which is going to shake the whole world up in a society that you know. You know, the pangs of the damn left hand being, you know, loose from the earth. You know? Things going to be, you know, it's like when you squeezing something has been compressed and you let it, and, you know, it's all compacted and smashed in, and then when you go to release the grip of it, things start shifting, popping out, moving out, you know, back into a proportion, you know. So things, you know, be all over the place. That's how it's going to be. Some people ain't going to survive that, you know. So that's pretty much it. I'm about to start wrapping this up. This is Proverbs, Slakia, 1 Corinthians 4 and 20. It says, for the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. All right? That's why the scriptures say, eye have not seen, ear have not heard the things which the Lord have prepared for them that love him. You know, it's not something that can be, it's something that got to be shown. That's how powerful it is. And that's the right hand. You ain't, you know, so this is why we waiting on it. If you think you done seen good now, and you know now that we in the times of the Lord's left hand, because the Lord obviously still created this earth. He created this world. He allowed it all. So if you can find beauty here, imagine the right hand, which really ain't been seen. It's only like been a glimpse exposed, you know? The Lord really throws that hand. But if you just get to start throwing with that, basically a power shot. You know, the earth gonna be under power shots. You know? It's crazy. So when you go to 2 Corinthians 4, and we're gonna start at verse, it says, I'm gonna jump straight to the point. It says, verse 17, for our light affliction is but for a moment, which worketh, it says, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal rate of glory, which it says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. Exactly. That the right hand ain't seen by this earth right now. It's not seen as governing the earth right now, because we're not in the times of the right hand. It says, which are, is for the things which are seen are temporal, which is the left hand. This is the left hand of the Most High. So imagine You know, if you got mercy here, imagine the right hand, man. It says, but the things which are not seen are eternal. That's going to be forever. Something that is way more exceeding than this. You know, see, this in the previous chapter, chapter 3 in 2 Corinthians. For if the ministration, right, it says, because it's carnality, right? Start at 7. But if the ministration of death written and engraven in stones was glorious, so that the children of Israel could not steadfastly behold the face of Moses, right? For the glory of his countenance which glory was to be done away with, which is crazy because all that crazy stuff was seen, the beautiful things was seen in a time where the Lord's left hand, you know, governs the earth. You know, left hand wisdom, if you will. You know, it's granted, it's allowed to be. Those that tap into that. Imagine in the right what it would look like, what things gonna look like in the right. You know, it says, how shall not the administration of the Spirit, right, be rather glorious? Because all that was of the carnality. That's why we are the certain type of Israelites we are now in this world during the time of the left hand, or not the right hand. It says, for if the ministration of condemnation be glory, how it says much more the ministration of righteousness exceed in glory. Man, for if that which is done away, for if that which is done away was glorious, much more that which remaineth is glorious. Seeing that we have such hope, we use greatness of speech, you know, and that's pretty much the point. I'm gonna go ahead and jump back to what I last read, you know, and that Proverbs 3:16. Length of days, right, is in her right hand. See? Immortality. Living a long time. We ain't experiencing that. It says, and in her, which is due to food and moms not having the right ways and things in the air. So if that's all affecting that, playing a part in that, you know, which moms tapping in the left hand wisdom is doing, the left hand side of the most high. You know, obviously when length of days are able to be had is because the earth has been changed, the air has been changed, the food has been, you know, restored. It's food you never even tasted that you think you eating right now, because this fake earth is selling it to you. These people with wicked hands that have it, these, you know, these left-handed, only people who have it is serving to you, you know. But man, it says length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. And we gonna get all of that through them. That's why they're heaping it through left hand wisdom unto themselves, and they're gonna bring it all to us. See that on the right hand, because the right hand is way more powerful, you know. So I got one more and I'm gonna close this out. This is Proverbs 16:5. It says, for the Lord hath made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. See that? The Lord hath made all things for himself. Think about that. Everything that you can think of, all these concepts, good and evil, he said he made it all for himself. And he's governing the whole world you see, which is what you got to realize. I jump there real quick just to prove that. I tell you that in the book of what? Wisdom of Solomon, in the 12th chapter. It says, Salakia. Sirach in the 18th chapter. Know what I was thinking. But anyway, it says, he that liveth forever created all things in general. He that liveth forever created all things in general. The Lord only, right, is righteous, and there is none other but he who governed the world. See, who governed the world with the palm of his hand. See, he only uses one hand to govern the world. So what hand is governing this world? And all things obey his will, for he is the king of all by his, see, and all things obey his will. So things is going as he wanted. He only allowing a certain amount of beauty to be seen. Scriptures talk about that. He's the first author of beauty. For he is and you only been shown beauty from his left hand. He's only drew with his left hand. You ain't see him draw with his right hand. That's his actual good hand, right? If you will. It says, for he is the king of all by his power dividing holy things among them from the profane. You know? To whom hath he given power to declare his works? Us. And who shall find out his noble acts? We know. The Lord is telling us these things. This is what's going on right now. Who shall number the strength of his majesty? And it says, and who shall also tell out his mercies? See that? As for the wondrous works of the Lord, there may nothing be taken from them, neither may anything be put unto them, neither can the ground of them be found out. You know, so yeah. So anyway, so coming back to that Proverbs 16, right, and 4, the Lord had made all things for himself. All things for himself. So certain experiences, the evil is of the Lord himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. See, even the wicked for the day of evil. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out here. This is Psalm 74, last verse. Close it out in the 77. Psalm 74 and 10. It says, let's start at 9. We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet. Neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? People we know now, because he says he's filling Zion with thy unspeakable oracles and glory. See that? Through the paper, he's raising up prophets that has been in his name, and letting them be found faithful. You know, he's showing his secrets unto the servants, the prophets, so we know what's going on and how great of a glory this thing isn't right now. You know, but at one point was, and that soon will be. You know, further than it ever was. How glorious this thing can be. He's showing that off. You know? Period. It says, O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Why is that going on? Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand? Pluck it out of thy bosom. See that? Why withdrawest thou thy hand? Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand? Pluck it out of thy bosom. So, when the right hand is being shown, ain't no heathen kingdoms, ain't no Israelites not down, none of that. But see, you starting to see like jabs be thrown at this place through the Lord's right hand, you know, because they coming out of power. Things is being unstitched. The seams of this world is coming loose. Jacob which we of the right hand is raising up to guide these devils by hold of the scriptures, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So us wrestling is doing what? Is actually bringing the right hand forth, you know, and pulling that baby down by that hill, which represents the end of him, you know? It's crazy, man. So, yeah, that's it, man. How do we know? Psalm 77 and 5. I have considered the days of old, the years of the ancient times. This is how we know. All right. I call to remembrance my song. In the night I commune with my own heart, and my spirit made diligent search, trying to figure this stuff out. What are we seeing? Why is things like this? Will the Lord cast off forever, right? And will he be favorable no more? So you're not seeing the Lord, you ain't seeing the angels, in the way they used to show themselves, because we're not in the times of the left hand, but that right hand, the right hand. We're not in the times of that. That's why. But imagine when we are in the times of that's all you're going to see is going to be chariots. They're going to outright be here. Yahweh Shah he going to be here. That's how glorious the right hand is, and that's why the Lord holds it back. That's fire, man. It says, will the Lord cast off forever, and will he be favorable no more? But it's being shown to a few. So the right hand is of the Lord's favor. The Lord being, us being with the Lord is the right hand. The opposite of us not being with the Lord, aka cast off, not being favored. It says, is his mercy clean gone forever? Does his promise fail forevermore? See that? So the right hand holds the promise. The new body's everything. It's all one. Is his mercy clean gone forever? Does his promise fail forevermore? So he's revealing some of it to us through the blood being shed and being acknowledged. Was able to be seen by the elect, the hopeful elect. Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in anger shut up his tender mercies? Salah, yeah, being able to be forgiven for things you should be put to death on. Like damn, wicked shit, I should say. Like David, what he did. Because what those tender mercies talking about, the sure mercies of David. Which again is the elect has a monopoly on. Set out to the rest of those like David. That's why they're known as the house of David. And I said, this is my infirmity. See, that's what this is. You got to see it for what it is. This is my infirmity. But I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. See that? Which is the times of the right hand, what that looked like. And why that allows you to keep hope, because it still exists. The Lord didn't cut his hand off. He just hid it in his bosom. See that? But when he pull that, man, when he bring that right hand, man, it's so much stuff that this earth, the experience is going to be unreal, man. It's going to be unreal. And it's never going to leave anymore. That's the hand he's going to use to govern our world upon the ending of this one. So this is starting to be revealed now. That's why we have to keep preaching, teaching, pushing the truth. Because we're grabbing that left hand, we're grabbing that left hand, if you will. We're rearing. You gotta think when Esau Hill was grabbed, the right hand was seen of who? Jacob. Because God ruleth. Let the ends of the earth know that God ruleth in Jacob. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say, call halam la Yahweh ba'ashem Yahweh Shai wa Hawa Kakadash. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Lord, when you learned something, you so-called blacks, Native American Indians, so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians, so-called Latinos, those of you on your father's side, truly, that can receive this truth, and abide by it. All right? So, hey, till next time, shalom.